All right, so let's go over some trades today that set up. First was in gold. This was, you see the market's going down, right? See, it was going down, 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 and then right here, that was the biggest volume in 18 up waves, 2.3 times average up volume, right there, bingo. So that's buying pressure. After that buying pressure, supply dried up, and right here, supply dried up, and then we had like a little rally. Now this wasn't a big trade, but it was a trade, and it was pretty straightforward, because it's going down. We know gold is already so strong right now. It has so much relative strength. So it's a market with a lot of relative strength, and bullish, bullish, bullish. Probably the most bullish or close to it. And then you had this buying activity, right? The buying activity just set up the pullback. You get the triggers. Green for long, red for short. So just wait for the green bar if you. And also it had like a little breakout here, follow through, biggest wave in 18 waves. Look for a green bar, and it goes up. If I'm bearish, then I'm going to look for red bars, but only in a downtrend and all of that. So over here, breakout and then pullback, green bar, done. All right. Like right here was another opportunity to get in. If you didn't get in here, just wait and take this green bar or this green bar near the pivot, not on the breakout, on the pivot. All right, so that was the trade. It wasn't a big trade, it was a small trade, but that's what the market offered, so can't really do anything about that. Beyond that, this was also a trade. I didn't see this, but this is in the euro. See right here, market going down, 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 and bang, right there, right there, right there. First, as it's going down, you see the breakout right here, BO. Takes out the high, breaks out, has some follow through. Biggest in only 4 waves, probably because of the preliminary demand up here. But it was 2.2 times average up volume. So that's enough to know that, it's going up. And after that, supply dried up, green bar, bang, trigger, boom, and goes up. So that was another opportunity the market gave us today for intraday. The ES, I didn't really see anything. Oh, no. I take that back. It was available in the ES, but you just had to kind of see it. The market was going up, and then all of a sudden started noticing this. That's 2 times average down volume. Went up. Again, the selling pressure came in, 2 times average down volume. Try to go up, and then bang, this was a break of the trend. 2.4 times average down volume. Biggest in 12 waves. Big red. And after that, demand just dried up. And the market went down. Now over here you have some buying activity, but I'm not interested. So, and this one I'm not sure if it was at any levels, because if they're not at levels, then I have to think twice about and analyze it more and all of that. So it's not not that good. But here you can see that as it's going up, the pressure started it started pounding the ES right here. Pound it some more until demand just exhausts. Right here it exhausts. And then you have your red bar. I'm not sure if I have to refresh. This was it should have been red. So over here you can see it's red, and continues down, 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 down. Here I'm not interested because it's not enough volume. I don't know what's going on here. You know, it should be more volume than this. So the thing is, why I'm not interested. Okay, like this is more meaningful, but it's the end of the day. That's why the volume came in. But here I want more volume, because if there's not a lot of accumulation, there's not going to be a lot of markup. Like over here you have good buying, 2.2 times average, holds, dries up, and we go. Gold is also good. You know, you have good volume, pull back, dries up, and we go. Now this is getting more interesting now, because I think they want to target these highs, but it's too late now though for intraday trade. All right, copper, don't see anything. There was some buying activity here, followed by no selling here, and that led to a bounce, but nothing. You see, the thing with copper was that they had significant buying activity, but when it was unable to turn here, I backed off. Because if you have this much buying activity, you should have some pullback, but they just sold it and went straight down. And here they're buying it back up, but it's too late now. Natural gas, there's some end of day activity, but obviously I'm not interested. This right here is happening right now. You know, end of day activity, I'm not interested because end of day, and also there's just too much selling that came into the market. So I want to back off a little. And actually I'm getting enticed into this, but I shouldn't. You can see that there's a shortening of the thrust, and from the lows there's short covering, a little bit of buying activity. You have a breakout over here, you have a pullback, no selling, lack of selling. You don't have a green bar reversal yet, but you might get that green bar reversal here, which would trigger the entry to go up. And that's a wrap. All right, so we're done with, looking at intraday. Let's just take a look at what's going on in the higher time frames, just to have an idea of what to expect. All right, so we'll start with the E-mini. E-mini ES is obviously broken here, right? But I want to show you guys something of where the campaign to go down was really planned, and that's all the way back here. From this high, which was on 12/6, so December 6th, that's really when the sellers came in, all the way back to December 6th, more than 3 months ago. They started selling, and by they I mean, strong hands, the CM, and that's their print right here. It's 2.1 times average down volume, with the biggest down wave in 11 down bars. 11 down waves. 2.1 times average down volume, biggest in 11 down waves. Obviously, it's clear selling. So someone's, whoever sold here, the CM sold here. Then they had like this rally to just take it back to that same resistance area from where the selling began. And those whoever sold this in December 6th, they came back in at that almost at that same level and did this. So if you want to know more about what caused this whole move, something happened. Was it from December 6th onwards, the selling there, I mean, this bar is the biggest bar. I don't know how many bars. This selling bar, that was the start of the end. That big down red bar is the beginning of the start of this. So that's the key bar. All right, that's the bar that broke the back of the trend right there. And then over here, selling. This is very strong selling. There's 3.3 times average down volume, biggest in 17 down waves. And the responses are normal pullback volumes. These are not like anyone's buying the break. So it's pretty clear. That means we got room to go down. There's no buying yet, because this selling is a down rally. This is pullback amount of volume. So what you want to see is pull back, then it's going to pull back again into this breakout cluster, and that's where we should have the next leg down. All right, so after that, gold gone crazy. Rally, pullback, rally, pullback, rally, pullback. So when markets are this strong, they can be traded intraday, or you can get in intraday and just ride it. So this was the last strong rally, and it had 1.4 times average up volume with the biggest volume in 12 up waves. Strength, pullback, weak, another pullback. From a distance perspective, it's weak and being absorbed, selling being absorbed. And this is the breakout, biggest in 11 bars, and has follow through. And we're in an up rotation. So, that's really good if you want to get in bullish intraday. If the rotation is up and the trend is up and rotation is up, that means the movement is already in play and it's going up. So intraday, can get the intraday entry in a daily up rotation. Copper, this was a really, there were a number of places where that offered opportunity. So this was the rally, pullback 1, pullback 2, pullback 3, bang, break out some more, rally, pullback 1, pullback 2, no supply here, no supply here, breakout biggest than 100 bars, 100 bars, got tested perfectly here, and we're in the up rotation, right? Euro, not really sure. Euro had, oh yeah, this was, should have bought it here. This was 1.9 times average up volume. Pullback, no supply. No supply, no supply. Rally some more, less than average supply. Breaks out, biggest in 28 bars. Rally, it might be pulling back, so we'll see where this pullback goes. But the pullback for me is just an entry opportunity, because intraday, it's a short, but when it gets to these levels, it's going to be an entry opportunity. Bitcoin, I don't know why folks are saying bullish. There's no evidence. There's no evidence of buying activity. This is pathetic. At least on a daily basis. Maybe on an intraday basis they'll play the range, but on a daily basis, I don't see any buying activity. Maybe this sideways is something going on here, but for it to be bullish, need more volume, more build-up, and needs to take out at least one high. It needs to take out a high. If this thing breaks this low, I don't know, it can probably go into this accumulation area. Right? So it pulled back to this to test the breakout. This was the breakout. It tested it, and we're looking for a response. I don't see enough volume here for a response yet. That may change because this is a breakout. It had the biggest in 60 bars, and it got tested, and there is a reaction with some volume, but not significant amount to change trend. To change trend, you need a lot of volume. You need a lot of accumulation. It doesn't just change. So one force has to overpower the other. And right now, this is very average. Whereas if you take a look at the supply, the last supply was 2.4 times average down volume. And you have 1.1 times average up volume. So don't really see it yet. But if it breaks this high and more volume comes in where it gets to 2 times average or 1.9, and then we know that there's buying activity. But without that, how can you determine there's buying activity? Natural gas, very strong market, but today was not good. Today it went down, and it's still in a strong uptrend. This was the last rally, right? Now it's getting really interesting. This was the rally prior to that. This breakout was biggest in 33 bars, which led to a rally, 1.2 times average up volume, which had a first pullback of 70%, which is a good pullback, low volume pullback right here. And now I think it's going to pull back again. So we want to watch this behavior to see if there's any supply. So far, early indication shows that there's not that much supply. And this will show us, will help confirm that there's not a lot of supply. And we'll see if there's a reversal after that for the next leg up. All right, folks. What else is there? So last selling change of behavior from a daily perspective using weekly levels of support and resistance and daily pressure, daily buying and selling was on crude. And that was a while ago. That was this. See that? See that selling? That was a change of behavior and that initiated this downward. And now we're going to see at this level if more buying activity. There is some, but it's not enough. There is some buying activity right here, 1.2. I mean, 1.2 is nothing, but it might come. I mean, it's just not there. It's not there yet. See, over here you have heavy selling. Over here you have very basic buying or covering. So I won't be able to say whether this is a real buying to change trend unless there's more volume. There's nothing here. Even the move is small. Look at the distance from this low to that high. This was the moneymaker right here. This was a bullish change behavior that pulled back, and then you had buy all over the place, and eventually finally went up to take out that high, And now they're taking it right back into the range to test some lows. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.